What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Go Rush TV. It's your boy Rod again with another video. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit the like, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification for when we drop new videos so you stay alert and up to date with some of the transfer news and ongoing some match reactions that are going on, especially how the FIFA Club World Cup kicks in today. Inter Miami of Lionel Messi plays against Al Ali, the Cairo, today in America. But I just have some beats that I want to bring in today for the show, to the channel for you guys. I want to talk about Cunha, who will officially sign for Man United. He had the shirt, he had an interview where he talked about Man United being the dream club that he always wanted to be at. And we also have this tweet that popped up on my page where a Portuguese outlet put out that Victor Gyökeres has rejected Man United as an option for a club you try to move into with this summer. So it's just some little stuff. I also want to talk about Paul Pogba being linked to Monaco. I guess it's getting close to a deal for like 2 years. For Paul Pogba and Monaco, but let's just dive into it. So first, let's dive with Matheus Cunha. This is Man United's first signing for the summer transfer window. This is Ruben Amorim's first major signing. This is his first summer that we think it's very important that United back this manager, because we have seen how low of a morale he got, after taking up the season from Eric Ten Hag in November mid-season, and he had an incredible run of victory or wins when he was in 14. We saw that 4-1 that he beat Manchester City in the Champions League. He was really good with that Sporting team, and it just will be important that they bring this guy in and they give him the backings for the style in which they want him, the Man United, to play in the hopes of rebuilding the club to what it used to be in the glory days. So Matheus Cunha is a very fantastic signing. The Brazilian international who just got back in the Brazilian national team is 26 years old, and he had this official announcement, was it earlier on this week, where he gave an interview. He talked about how when he was young in Brazil, he used to be at his grandma's house. The team that he watches was Manchester United, so it was a dream to always play in that club, and to finally achieve that, to put on that Man United shirt, is a big achievement. Cunha is coming to Manchester United after coming off a season where he had 15 goals and 8 assists in the Premier League. That's an incredible achievement or incredible record for someone to put up in the Premier League, because we know how difficult the Premier League is. And I think it's just about time that United starts buying players in this league to strengthen them against other teams, in the Premier League, because you can see teams like Arsenal doing it. That's what they did when they bought Declan Rice from West Ham. Manchester City is doing it. They have bought Raheem Sterling. They have bought other players from different Premier League clubs into Manchester City. They did with Kovacic, and it's just how you do when you want to weaken your opponents or your competitors. Liverpool has done the same with buying players from different clubs. So I like the fact that Man United is trying to buy players, in the Premier League, who are Premier League proven, not old. I don't think they'll be paying stupid wages, because Cunha, for example, 62 million pounds, I think is a reasonable price for the caliber of player who he is, And even the Brazil national team, they are happy that Cunha is back, because he is really technical. His ball control is really good. He has a good shot power. He can press, he can tackle, he's very composed on the ball. We need that in Manchester United in the attacking third. Then we also know that Brian Bomo is in consideration, or not like in consideration, but the Man United already submitted a second bid, I'm sure, for Brian Bomo. But Brentford also wants the same amount of money Man United paid for Cunha, which I don't blame Brentford for, because Bomo is still young. He's 25. He's an international for Cameroon. And he scores what? He scored 20 goals and recorded was it 8 assists as well? So that's incredible stats in the Premier League. You don't really put that amount of numbers for a club like Brentford, because when Ivan Toney went to Saudi Arabia to the Pro League, people thought Brentford were going to struggle. But people, with the likes of Buemo, with the likes of Wissa and Thomas Frank, they did a good job, to stay in the top of the table. Brentford have one of the best results for at the beginning of the season. It's like Brentford's first 4 games, They kept scoring the first 2 minutes. In the first 2 minutes, that was insane. That was a very very good record that they had. Even away, they had one of the best away records at the beginning of the season. So Cunha signing is a very very fantastic signing for Manchester United. I'm looking forward to what he will be like, because we know the strikers have always had an issue with service. But Cunha coming with the assist, coming with goals, I think that will bring a lot of goals to Manchester United's locker. Be it next season, because last season Manchester United recorded just what, like 48 goals all season. That's shambolic. That's abysmal for a club like Man United to be recording such minimal amount of goals. Because take it that Cunha comes in with 15 goals, right? And then if there's the potential that we sign Victor Gyökeres from Sporting, he had what, 65 goals, assist contributions in the whole season. He brings that to the table. Then Buemo too, should that deal get done? Like, can you imagine how much that would be to the front three of Man United? Amatu, Bruno, but I'm really looking forward to what the summer is going to look like. Buemo D for some reason is on a stalemate right now. I don't know why. I know there's negotiations going on with the price. I know Man United does not want to pay that crazy price that they normally would pay for transfers. But at the end of the day, at least it would just be nice for a change if Man United has at least like three. Like the striker needs to be here for preseason. It's a very very important role or position for Amorim's system that the striker be here or be there for preseason when they go on the American tour. So yeah, that's what I have when it comes to like Man United with Cunha. I'm really excited. He was really, 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 really happy to be a Man United player. He put up in the red G wagon, So I watched the presentation. I watched. I don't know what jersey number is gonna wear, but it's really fantastic to see that as one of the signings. So I'm just hoping that the next dealer will be Buemo, But then the next bit of information that I have, so I woke up this morning and then there was this Portuguese outlet that popped up on my Twitter page. I know some other media outlets have reported that, but it says that Victor Gyökeres have rejected Manchester United as a team prospect for the summer. But right then and there, I see this and people will panic because Victor Gyökeres is the player everybody wants at Man United right now because of Ruben Amorim. That's Amorim's first choice when it comes to striker. I know Man United wanted Liam Delap, but he chose Chelsea because Man United, what they're trying to do at the moment is trying to find players who actually just want to play for Manchester United as a team, as the club that it used to be or the club that it is. They don't want you to play for Man United because of amount of money they're trying to offer you or if they're in the Champions League or not. So for example, like Cunha is like, because even in his interview, he said Ruben Amorim's project that he sold to him made it easier for him to accept to join Man United. Like in as much as he had wanted to join Man United, what Ruben Amorim tabled to him as the plan or the project, it made it easier for his choice. You see, he just wants to play for Manchester United, regardless of where they are at the moment, be that they're in the Champions League or not. He just wants to play for that shirt. And to have Cunha, who is one of those players, we know another player who has that characteristic is Bruno Fernandes. Because even when they asked him about Bruno Fernandes, he said Bruno Fernandes is one of those players who represents the shirt and cannot wait to be in link with this captain of Man United. That Bruno Fernandes fights for the badge, fights for the shirt, has everything embodied in what a Manchester United player would be it in good days or bad days. So that is really good. And we know Ruben Amorim has said we don't want players who want to come for here for a reason. We want them to come for the main reason being that they want to play for Man United because they love Man United, they love the shirt, and they want to play in the theatre of dreams at Old Trafford. But that wasn't the case with Liam Delap though. I know that was a suggestion by Jason Wilcox because he had worked with Liam Delap at Manchester City or something like that, or at Sunderland. Well, I can't remember where he worked with him at. But Liam Delap had the opportunity to talk to different clubs. He didn't want to come to Man United, Like he actually wanted to go to a club where there's a Champions League, so he chose Chelsea. And we know what Chelsea is doing, like buying young players. So I don't even give two hoots about that, but that Portuguese outlet that talked about Victor Gyökeres rejecting Man United, I call that bollocks. That's absolutely slow sports news. Like because if you want to look at it from this angle, if that was a very very vital information that broke out from from Gyökeres angle or team with his agent, Fabrizio Romano should have said that. David Ornstein would have said that, or reputable media outlets in Britain or the UK, or even in ESPN, or they would have. Even Ebola, for example, is more popular than that outlet on Twitter. Sometimes you get like does this you have like fake accounts, that put out bullshit for like clicks and stuff like that. But it's not what Victor Gyökeres is going to like just wake up from nowhere and say he don't want Man United. He has said when he's ready to talk, he will talk. I guess he's on holiday right now. There's nothing going on. There's an issue with him and Sporting, so that has to be settled out before anything is going on ahead when it comes to like which club he's going to choose. But we know he wants to join Man United because of the relationship he had with Ruben Amorim, and I know that Amorim, with his attachment to the guy, can pursue him to come to Man United. But the thing is, our only worry is that will Man United have the financial backing to pull this off? I know they want to buy players, but then they have to sell players. And when they're talking about selling players, we know there's Garnacho in line with interest from like Chelsea, interest from Aston Villa, interest from Arsenal. That he'll be a nice player to acquire from Arsenal. Garnacho is a very, very good player. Let's forget the fact that he said what he said. He was emotional, he was passionate. I'll do the same. Like maybe we don't like the fact that he did it, but I would do the same because you can't work all year and they get to this point where it's actually to reap the fruits of your labor. And there's someone who has not been there just shows up and takes your spot. It's not done like that. But I get why he was frustrated. But at the end of the day, Ruben Amorim knows what he wants. The manager is who we are backing because he's the one who is who is in charge of building this club back to what it used to be. But Napoli is also interested in signing Alejandro Garnacho. So that said, I know the fee they are trying to talk about is like 45 million pounds or euros. Garnacho should be good for more than that. I think they should put some add-ons. If Garnacho goes for like 50, 60 million pounds, that would be good. He's young, he's 20. He still has a lot of prospects ahead of him. He has a higher ceiling to go. But again, that Victor Gyökeres shit about telling that Man United, I call that BS. I call that slow sports news. Is not important. If people like Fabrizio Romano, who are those who get the insights of every transfer when it comes to like Man United with David Ornstein, I just think you just have to take it with a pinch of salt. Like it's not relevant at the moment. So that's that with that. Also, yesterday, still again on Twitter, or Fabrizio Romano, I'm sure it was everywhere in the media. AS Monaco in France, in the Ligue 1, have approached Pogba. I guess they're almost close to a deal for like 2 years. This will be good for football. I know Pogba is 34 years old right now. Most of his mates who are at that age are retiring. Some of them are going to like Saudi. Some of them are going to the MLS. We have Kevin De Bruyne who left Manchester City, Luka Modric, all these players who are really living. And we know Pogba was one of those players who we were looking for to be one of the best midfielders of this generation. And he was at one point when he was at Juventus playing with the likes of Pirlo and Arturo Vidal, with Carlos Tevez, under Conte. But I think one thing that killed Pogba's game was a lot of injuries, especially when he was at Manchester United under Jose Mourinho. And technically a little bit under Eric Ten Hag, and then he left Man United and went to Juventus for a second spell, and he was still injured. But then there was that ban for, I guess, using drugs, which was out of the field for 3-4 years. And now he when the ban was lifted in March early this year, he got a club somewhere. Was it in Asia or? I don't think I've even played up to like 2 months in that club, but for him to play Monaco, that would be nice. I remember Pogba in 2018. In the World Cup, all his ball control was really, really good. His assist, his vision on the pass. He had good long range shots. He assists a lot. He scored good goals. His physicality was remarkable. Was out of this world. Like Pogba in your middle as your center, like your box to box midfielder or your CDM was really, really important. Remember that sensational goal he scored for Juventus. That strike. like almost 30 yards, But it will really be good for football or for Pogba and his family again to see that he'll be back on the pitch playing again football. Something that he loves. We love Pogba, like things happen in football. These guys are human too. I would really be happy to see him play again. So I just think yeah, it was a good thing to see that he was almost close with the deal with Monaco for 2 years. He'll be playing in France again. That's his home. That would be fantastic. But that aside, with the transfer news and stuff, the FIFA Club World Cup kicks in today. It's in Miami and Al Ali of Cairo. Are they from like Egypt? Or are they like a Saudi club? I can't remember. But I don't know. I'm rooting for Real Madrid to win this championship, especially with Xabi Alonso being the new manager now, and the squad he's building. Real Madrid just fully completed the deal, and I guess it's official with Franco Mastratuano, the Argentina prolific forward who's going up. To be in that attacking third. I guess you'll be sharing that position with Jude Bellingham. And then we have Mbappe, we have Vinicius. I know Vinicius, for some reason, in the Brazilian national team, he was taken out. I don't know if it's a serious injury. It might just be like something minute, but we still have Rodrigo. And they have the likes of Ada Gula, Brahim Diaz, Bobby, Valverde, and all the other likes. Then we have like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dean Huijsen. Real Madrid is really. And I was watching the training session the other day. Caballero is also back. Rudiger looks sharp. Alaba looks sharp. Militao. Everybody pretty much is back. I don't think they have any injuries right now. So I'm looking for what ideology Alonso is trying to put on these guys. But I think Real Madrid will be a team that will be really, really scary, even in this competition. My two favorites are still Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid. I give Real Madrid to be the upper hand because I think what Alonso is trying to do is going to make Europe like scared, because we just needed a coach who is going to know how to work these players up front. So I think Real Madrid will be the team that's going to win this tournament. But I think it will still be interesting to see some of the games. It might look a little boring for the competition because these players have played a lot of games, a lot of football this year, this season. Because normally they should be on holidays right now, especially if there's not like Euros, but if there's not like World Cup, But this was just an added competition, Like I just think it didn't make sense for why. But the trophy looks good. I was looking at the Instagram yesterday where the trophy was moving from like states to like different countries. It was in Turin, it was in Germany, it was in Paris, it was in New York. It was just like how they do with the World Cup. They take it to different countries to present it. But that's what I got for you guys today on the channel. If you know, let me know what your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Again, please guys, hit this, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in another one. I'll be watching I don't know if I'll be able to watch the Miami game today, but I'll react to it when I get done. So I see you guys. Hope you guys having a good weekend. I'm out.